Most people who go into the woods come back. These people did too. But what happened out there, they've never been able to explain. These are 3 stories sent to me by real people. I've changed their names to protect their privacy. Everything else is exactly as they described it. This first story was sent to me by a man named Daniel. He's an experienced hiker, has been doing it for over 15 years. He told me he's covered hundreds of trails across the country, never once felt uneasy in the woods. That changed 2 summers ago. Daniel was hiking alone in a national forest, a trail he'd done before, one he knew well. About 4 miles in, he decided to leave the trail and cut through the trees toward a ridge he'd spotted from below. That's when he found it, a clearing, perfectly circular, maybe 30 feet across. No trees inside it, no brush, no undergrowth, just dark, bare earth. Arranged around the edge of the clearing were stones, large ones, too large to carry easily, placed at perfectly even intervals, like markers. There were no trails leading to this place, no footprints in the dirt, but the stones hadn't placed themselves. He stepped inside the circle. The first thing he noticed was the silence, complete silence. No birds, no wind, no sound from the forest around him at all. It felt like the sound had been removed. Then he noticed something else. In the center of the circle, pressed into the bare earth, was a handprint. Just one, facing downward, like someone had knelt there and pressed their palm into the ground. It was larger than any human hand he'd ever seen. Daniel took a photo and left. When he got back to the trailhead, he showed the photo to a ranger. The ranger looked at it for a long time without saying anything. Then he handed the phone back and told Daniel, very quietly, that he wasn't the first person to find that clearing. Daniel asked him what it was. The ranger said he didn't know, but he advised Daniel not to go back. Daniel never did. He still has the photo. He's shown it to people who know the area, people who study the land, people who should have an explanation. Nobody does. The clearing is still there, still perfectly circular, still no trails leading to it. He doesn't hike alone anymore. The second story comes from a woman named Claire. She's a trail runner, runs 5, sometimes 6 days a week, early mornings before sunrise. She told me the dark never bothered her, not until this happened. It was a Tuesday morning in late October, still dark when she started. The trail was one she ran 3 times a week, 8 miles through dense forest. She was about 3 miles in when she heard it. Footsteps in the trees to her left, keeping pace with her. She slowed down. The footsteps slowed down. She sped up. The footsteps sped up. She stopped completely. Silence. She told herself it was a deer. She started running again. The footsteps came back, closer this time, still just inside the tree line, where the darkness was thick enough that she couldn't see anything. Just the sound, step for step, mile for mile. She ran the remaining 5 miles without stopping. Whatever was in those trees kept pace with her the entire way. When she reached the parking lot, she stopped and turned around. At the edge of the tree line, where the trail disappeared back into the forest, something was standing there. She couldn't make out details. It was too dark, and it was too far. But it was tall, much taller than it should have been, and it was completely still. She got in her car and drove away without looking back. When her husband drove out that evening to look around, he found the area where the figure had been standing. There were no footprints, none. Claire still runs, different trail now, always after sunrise, always with someone else. She told me that what bothered her most wasn't the footsteps or the figure at the tree line. It was the fact that whatever followed her for 5 miles chose to stop. Our final story tonight comes from two brothers, Marcus and Joel. They'd been camping together since they were kids, comfortable in the outdoors, comfortable in the dark. What they found on their camera the morning after their last camping trip, neither of them has been able to explain. They'd set up camp on a Saturday evening, a remote site, a few miles from the nearest road. They cooked, they talked, they went to sleep around midnight. Marcus woke up first the next morning and reached for his camera to check the photos from the night before. He scrolled through them. Fire, trees, sky. Joel laughing at something. Then he noticed something wrong. There were more photos than he remembered taking. A lot more. He counted them. He'd taken 11 photos the night before. There were 47 on the camera. The extra 36 photos were all taken between 2:17 a.m. and 3:44 a.m., while both brothers were asleep. He woke Joel up. Together, they went through every image. Most were dark. Too dark to make anything out. Just black frames with a faint gray shape at the edges. But the last photo was taken at 3:44 a.m. It showed their campsite clearly, the tent, the dead fire, the trees. And standing at the edge of the frame, half hidden behind a tree, looking directly into the camera, was a figure. Dark clothes, completely still, watching them sleep. Marcus deleted every photo. They packed up and hiked out without eating breakfast. When they reached the car, Joel checked his own phone. He had 36 new photos, too. They reported it to the forest ranger on the way out. An officer went back to check the site. They found nothing. No footprints around the tent. Nothing disturbed. Marcus told me that the thing he thinks about most, late at night in the quiet, isn't who took those photos. It's that whoever it was put the camera back exactly where they found it. If you've experienced something in the woods, something you've never been able to explain, send it to me. My contact information is in the description below. I read every single one, and if your story is selected, I'll see you in the next one.